We had a little bit of a basketball tournament that was lasting a little bit longer, so sorry about the parking lot being as busy as it was. We are going to go and get started. We are recording this for parents that could not attend this evening because it is a 4-day weekend for students, although most people have to work tomorrow. There may be families that schedule vacations for the 4-day weekend. So we are recording it. There's a QR code to this presentation. We'll link this slide presentation as well as the video onto our website. So Upper Lab has Instagram, and they are encouraging us to follow them. That QR code will be out throughout the presentation, so if you didn't quite get it, that's okay. For our agenda tonight, we're going to do staff introductions, program overview, accommodation schedule, and then a lot of additional details. So Ms. DeAndre is the principal. I'm Adam Steven on the AP. I actually cover Rio for 7th grade and 8th grade. Andy Allen is your 6th grade principal. She also does Yampa discipline. She is not in charge of Upper Lab because she does a lot with testing and a lot of other things. So this is one of my things that I cover throughout the years. Ms. Yelenick is your 6th grade counselor. And then Denise and Sarah are our district nurses. Joanne Dines with the financial department at Bell. And then Mount Evans teachers are listed there. Mount Evans teachers, go ahead and stand up, just give a wave. And then we also have some support staff that's also attending with Mount Evans with Team Mancos. Wendy Peak is Team Arkansas. Arkansas teachers stand up and give a wave. Perfect, thank you. So the dates that we're attending, most JEPCO students are going Tuesday through Friday. Although our week, the 24th to the 27th, that Friday is a teacher and service day. So we are, as Bell students, going to go Monday through Thursday. So Monday will be a travel day, and students will come back on that Thursday. So April 24th to the 27th. Team Mancos is going to Mount Evans, and Team Arkansas is going to Windy Peak. So 4 days, Monday through Thursday. I'll pass this over to Mr. McGinnis. And hold on, Mr. Seaman, while I get you here. Step right over here. All right. Oh, right, in the picture, okay. So I'm just playing the social studies teacher, and this is Mr. Seaman, the assistant principal. Just in case you yeah. All right, so this is my 5th year going, and I'm excited to be a part of this legacy that has come up, that JEPCO All the Kids experience. And if you are a JEPCO resident, you understand that this is a school kind of in and of itself. It has its own staff, principals, teachers, nurses, everything. I love that I get to go and just fully be with the students, supporting them on their experience, just really kind of helping the social emotional experience of Outdoor Lab. Wendy Peak and Robbie Nizer, and I passed that. Ryan Bass for Mount Evans are great guys. They inspire me as a teacher going on, so I'm really excited for our kids and our experience because when we come back, it transforms them and it really makes kind of the culture of things better because of the experience they share together. You know, being away overnight. As you can kind of see over here, here's a picture of a flagpole ceremony. There's such a good structure for getting out there, having a moment of silence, really taking in the nature of the surrounding area. And the interns that they have are, doing the work to also then lead the high school leaders, who we also then try to support as well as they work with our students and grow as leaders. All right, So 5,000 sixth grade JETCO students per year, week-long overnight camp, aligns with state curriculum standards. As you can kind of see, there's so much history between these two places, and I feel that JETCO really has just, I don't know, just they're really fortunate to have these sites to give these experiences to the students. This is all science, mainly science to show, but there's a little bit of history for the social studies teachers to kind of come in, especially with the Dodge Lodge and all the little things that I'm sure your students will come home and talk about, like little hidden bootleggers, and stuff built into the mansion since it's over 100 years old. Here's a video that's going to really kind of help the foundation present itself on what kind of an impact it really creates for students.
Outdoor lab can be one of the most transformative experiences a young person can receive while growing up in Denver, and can foster profound personal growth in students. There are very few outdoor programs in the country that operate at a scale as large, have such inspirational and emotive campuses, provide the depth and breadth of programming, and tie back to the curriculum being taught at home schools. But beyond the lessons of environmental science, natural history, communication, and team building that are part of virtually any outdoor experience, there's an underlying process through which outdoor lab is rendered meaningful and forever memorable in the lives of the participants. This is true for the sixth graders, high school leaders, interns, and teachers alike. Each participant goes through his or her own journey of challenge, discovery, and renewal, and returns home with new appreciations and perspectives about their classmates, teachers, the community, and the world around them. Outdoor Lab is effective because it's a careful integration of several proven youth development models, including experiential education, social emotional and life skills learning, outdoor recreation, and mentorship. Our curriculum and program format work in tandem to impart important academic lessons and support and realize students' leadership potential, uncover personal, interpersonal, and social skills while in an awe-inspiring wilderness classroom. Most importantly, we provide a unifying experience for all students growing up in Jethro, ensuring that no matter which neighborhood or articulation area you live in, access to the natural world is available to you. Outdoor Lab has enhanced the quality of life for generations of Jethro youth, and has been a moment of joy for thousands who still reflect fondly about their time at our mountain campuses. With your support, we will make sure the experiences Outdoor Lab provides are sustained and amplified long into the future. As a community leader dedicated to getting more youth outdoors, we know that you recognize the positive impact Outdoor Lab has on young lives. With your investment, the Outdoor Lab Foundation will better equip and support our teachers, students, and families to enhance and make more meaningful the Outdoor Lab experience for all students growing up at Jeffco. With the community behind us, more kids will access the inspiring and regenerative effects of nature, the thrill of hiking a mountain trail, the excitement of catching a fish, the joy of viewing a star-filled sky, and the friendship of a caring mentor. Even more importantly, we can give more youth an increased sense of self, an understanding of their place in the natural world, a passion for lifelong learning, and a commitment to environmental stewardship. Thank you.
And if you didn't get a chance to get to read the QR code, it's right there, so that you can have the presentations yourself if you need to look back at some things. There we go. Oops. All right, accommodations. So yeah, both sites are fitted out to kind of meet all the needs of all students. We have a nurse on site, that's 24 hours. There's all supports, wheelchair accessibility facilities, alternative activity planning available in case there are some activities that aren't accessible. Mount Evans has large bunkhouses, about 30 students, 4 high school leaders each. All cabins have interns. They all have their own restrooms and showers. And the cabins are locked at night, and usually the teachers will try to get there on time before this lights out to say goodnight to the kids. So yeah, a little bit you can kind of see. For Windy Peak, it's a little different, and I haven't seen yet, but I know they've renovated out, all the different cabins, updated, made it nicer. But these are a little more cozy, 8 to 22 students, depending on which cabin, 2 high school leaders, select cabins have interns, restrooms, some have, and not all cabins. No cabins have the showers, so that's kind of built in with like the bathroom building. And of course, all cabins left. And what's the else I was gonna say? But yeah. Oh, and yeah, here we go. So the restrooms, showers, privacy. They try to. Oh yeah, here's the parents to really kind of maybe help your students prepare for this. Wow, they extended it by a minute. I thought it was a 2-minute shower. All right, they got to give them a 3-minute shower. So see if they can take care of their business in 3 minutes. Make a game at home. We'll see if that happens. And yeah, so before I introduce the nurses, one of the other things I really like is that with the cabins, this becomes a whole nother level of learning responsibility. It becomes competitive. The different cabin houses compete to have the cleanest cabin. They get reports back. They're trying to win like the golden broom, and so hopefully they'll learn this, get excited about it, and then bring it home for you guys. All right, I'd like to also bring on our nurses, Lisa Evans, Sarah Fluke, or is it just yes, to give you more information regarding medical.
Hi, my name is Cindy Beckman, and I'm with the district nurses for Val Middle School. We job share.
I'm Sarah Beakey. I'm one of the other nurses.
So both of us have to actually leave for another meeting after our presentation, but our emails are here, so please feel free to email us with any questions that you have regarding health needs for your student. Okay, so this year there's been a lot of changes to the processes. There's been a lot of dedication from the health services, health coordinators, and the staff at both outdoor lab facilities to streamline things and make things more online. So all of the medical forms are now online. You can see medical consent form is required for every student. So in order for your student to participate and go to outdoor lab, you must turn in that online form. It's due by February 21st, so that's coming up pretty quickly. It's pretty self-explanatory, and the link is on the next slide. And I'm sure you'll be getting emails as well, reminders to get that form done. Inside the form, there's also links to medication agreement form. This is required only if you're sending medications. There's also a list on here that shows medications that are available. They have them in stock at the outdoor lab facilities, such as Tylenol, ibuprofen. You have to give your permission if you want your students to see those medications that are available in the health room at those sites. Otherwise, if you are sending any medication, be it over the counter or a medication as a prescription, you must have a medication agreement for accompanying that medication when you drop it off. It does require a care provider. It says physician on here, but it could be a nurse practitioner or physician's assistant as well. You just need a care provider's signature, and it will be due, we say 2 weeks prior, so we set the date for April 10th. We'll be sending out email reminders about that as well. So we would like to have those medication forms. It's a physical form that you have to print out. Your physician or care provider office can fill it out and give it to you, or you could have them fax it to the school or email it. And then we do need that to accompany the medication when you drop it off. So we'll start accepting medications on April 10th into the health room, which is the main office at Bell. And you can drop it off. We prefer that you drop it off either in the morning hours or in the afternoon after school, but not during the lunch period, about 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. because it gets really busy in the health room with students that have medical needs or medications that are scheduled. And so for the health aides, we ask that you drop it off before school or morning hours or after school. And again, that April 10th, we'll start accepting those medications a student departing on the 24th. This is different than in the past, where if we had a student attend outdoor lab, an older student, they we probably accepted those medications the day of. But as you can imagine, with a large group of students leaving, lots of kids bring medications, and we get lines backed up at the table accepting those medications. We have to a whole process of checking them in, and now we have an online medication form that we do to communicate with the outdoor lab staff, and we have to fill that out. So if we had to do all that for those students the morning of, and get them in a box and transfer them to the teachers and get everything on the bus, it's kind of a scramble. So this year the process is a little different. We'd like to receive those medications in the form in advance, so that it's a little smoother the morning of when we leave. Again, these are the links for the forms. Please choose the correct site for your student, for Mount Evans or Wade Peak, to fill out the forms to get to the correct nurses that after that. And just to reiterate from an earlier slide, there is a nurse coverage 24 hours a day. We do have a health aide as well that is at the site that works in the clinic. But the nurses there will be reaching out to you if your student has medical concerns, health concerns that they need more information about. They may also reach out besides Sarah and myself.
And then if you have students with asthma or allergies, we ask that you get the state health plan filled out prior to leaving. Some students already have those in the health room. If you're unsure, please reach out to either Betty, the health aide, or Denise or I, and we'll let you know. If you have a student with asthma, they ask that you talk with your care provider about them self-caring and have that checked on the state asthma plan, because they like those students to have their inhaler with them at all times while they're out in the lab. If your student has allergies, we also ask that the meal modification form is filled out. If you have questions on that, let Denise or I know and we can email you that form. And if you need to talk with your care provider about the asthma or allergy forms, they can either fax them directly to Belle or you can email them to either Denise and I.
The meal modification forms are specifically for any students that, it's not just a preference, like, oh, my student doesn't like to eat red meat, or something like that. You can put that down on the medical information form. The meal modification form has to be signed by a care provider, and that form is specifically for students who have like an anaphylactic reaction to any food products. And it can also be for gluten-free, if they have, celiac disease. So, please get those turned in if you need those. I believe, I'm not sure if there's a link to that, but we'll make sure that you get a link or you can email us.
And then on the special diet, if you do have a student that's gluten-free or requires special food, please have that information on the form when you're filling it out, so the nurses at the outdoor lab know all that information.
And also, and we may talk about this later, but if there is special food that your student requires, they do their best to meet those needs, and they are really good. They're amazing staff there, and they can do a lot of things to provide students with their preferences, or especially for allergies, but even just preferences if they're dairy-free and things like that. However, if you do want to send food along with your student, we do accept food to be sent along, but you do have to kind of communicate with the staff at Outdoor Lab and with ourselves before you do that. Because we have had students show up with big coolers. They only have certain room, so much room in their coolers at the Outdoor Lab facility. Okay. So again, Sarah and I have to leave, so if you have any health-related questions, you can ask them at the end. They might be able to answer for you, or they'll refer to our emails, and feel free to email us. Perfect. If you don't have this or find this, you can always call the school and they can pass on our contact information.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Cole. I am the science teacher for the Mancos team. And this is Shelley Long. She's the science teacher for the Arkansas team. And we're excited because we get to talk about some of the details with you about what your child's week week at Outdoor Lab will be like. How many of you went to Outdoor Lab as a student, as a sixth grader? That's awesome. So we're going to talk about what the day is like, just walk you through the schedule. I'm not going to tell you all the details because your sixth grader needs to talk your ear off when they get home and tell you everything. So there will be some mystery. But we get up at 6:45. The high school leaders wake up your children, usually with some music, and it's pretty fun. For some of our kids, that's a little later than we normally wake up, so it's nice. We head straight to a flag ceremony for that routine, that ritual of connecting and getting kind of in the mindset of being at the lab. We have breakfast, and I'll talk about meals in a minute. Then we have bunkhouse time. This is the time where the sixth graders prepare for the morning class. They pack their backpack, they fill up their water bottle, they put on sunscreen. One of the wonderful things about Outdoor Lab is that it builds independence and allows students to take charge of themselves. So this is a chance that this is one of those opportunities. High school leaders and interns will be reminding and nudging, but the sixth graders really are in charge of getting ready for their class. And then they go to a special meeting. We all should be doing that. Here are the core classes. They're slightly different maybe than from when you went as a child, but at some point during the week, your sixth grader will go through all of these classes. So everyone does all of the classes just at different times. Okay, we have lunch and then hopper duty. So hopper duty is when students volunteer to be the people to clean up and to serve the meals. All of the meals are served family style, so we sit around the table and the food is brought to us and we take what we would like. One of the core values of the Outdoor Lab is stewardship and taking care of ourselves and our environment. So this is a chance that we monitor our food waste. So we take what we want and plan to eat, and we don't take extra. This is the kind of things we talk about, and we clean up after ourselves. Nutritionally balanced meals, lots and lots of sixth graders say that food is one of their favorite things about going up to Outdoor Lab. And so I'm guessing that will continue and be another favorite thing. And in the afternoon, we head back to the bunkhouses to prepare again, to get ready again for their afternoon classes. They take an afternoon class. Have a flag ceremony as sort of a closing ritual for the learning that day. And then at 4 o'clock, students will meet with one of their sixth grade teachers for a class meeting. And this is a chance for us to check in, see how things are going, and get to hang out with some of the kids we didn't get to see too much that day. During the core classes, these core classes here, the students are with a small group of kids. It's called their core group, and they are with high school leaders, and they're taking notes in their field study journal. And so we get to go with some of those kids and hike with them. We don't always get to see all of the kids. I really am having a hard time with this. So that's one of the values of having that class meeting with them is to time. And then we got dinner. Back to bunkhouse time. This is kind of just that chill out time and hang out with friends time in the bunkhouse. And then we have our evening programs, which we don't know what they will be yet. They could be had people bring their birds of prey down before. We have storytellers before, so that will be fun. And most likely it will be visiting at those places. One of the evenings is astronomy night, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And then we have lights out at 9:45. Usually that first night, a little tricky to fall asleep sometimes, but after that second day of hiking and activities, it usually crash pretty hard. Astronomy night is often one of the favorite memories of Outdoor Lab. It will happen hopefully on a beautifully clear night. And we get to look at telescopes and we get to look at iPads to see night sky orienteering. We've seen some really amazing things. It just depends on what's in the sky at that time for us to see. But it's often one of our favorite times of the week.
Again, I'm Shelley Long. I'm Team Arkansas's science teacher. And so if you're interested in choose. Yeah. This is a packing list that your student will get. They'll get a printed out copy. It has the required things that are listed and how much of them, and then, or how many of them, and then it also has some optional things that the students may find, that they will enjoy having if they want. We do ask that the students pack themselves, so that they are aware of what things they're bringing to outdoor lab. They do have to pack it into a bag of some sort that doesn't have wheels, because we don't want the wheels in the dirt. And they do have to carry all of their gear. So this is a typical what the students will need to wear during the day. That will be on there also. One of the most important things is footwear. They do a lot of hiking, and so it's really important that they have shoes that have good tread on them. We love having the hiking boots that come up to their ankles to make sure that they're nice and safe. But they can have some lower shoes. You can see on the far right there, those are the shoes that we don't want them to be wearing during the trip. So if they don't have some of the gear, they do have some gear up there that the students can borrow, or if they misplace or forget to bring something, there is stuff for them up there that they can use. So don't worry about buying everything for them. It's just for 4 days, so they can just borrow it if they don't have it. So this is the kids' favorite list, because living without a cell phone for a week is a little bit challenging, but they all survive somehow. So no cell phones, no MP3 players, pretty much nothing electronic. So no two-way radios, electronic games. They do have critters up there, so we don't want them to have any candy or gum or food, because then they'll have a new mate. No knives, makeup, so your children are beautiful the way that they are, so no makeup, no aerosol sprays of any kind. They won't be curling their hair or using a hairdryer or straightener, so none of those things need to come, because they won't get to use them anyway. There will be supervision 24 hours a day. The sixth grade teachers, we all are up there for the whole time. There will also be visiting staff that work with the sixth graders that will come and visit with us and have lunch or dinner or breakfast with us. We have the outdoor residential staff, outdoor lab residential staff that is there all the time also. We will have high school leaders, so the kids that went to outdoor lab a few years ago, they're in high school, and they have volunteered to come back and be the leaders. There are also interns that stay there for the whole time, so they train our high school leaders on how to lead the group themselves. Oops. One of the things that the kids really love is they love getting the letters from you guys. But one of the things that we found difficult is the mail is not getting there during the time that the kids are there. So we are, instead of mailing it off there, save your stamps, because we can just drop it off at the office here, and we will deliver them during our class meetings, and then they can feel a little love from you guys. So the week before that we go, there will be some boxes, one for Mount Evans and one for Winnie Peak. Drop off on the day of, the kids cannot ride the bus. So if your student is normally riding the bus to school, they won't be riding the bus that day, because they'll have all their gear with them. So plan on dropping off your student in the morning, so it's 8:39, we don't know the exact time at the moment, but they will be needing to be dropped off that day. so it will be different than the start time. Again, more information will be sent out before. On that Thursday that we get back, the students will get back between 10:30 and 11, so, we would love it if you would pick your child back up. And, let's see. Yep, and you will find out more information. So they did something really cool. They updated the time that we got back so that the parents knew that we were on our way and everything. So they have some sort of messenger that will get sent to you just like you get every Friday. And Misha is our outdoor lab foundation person. She's got this great table back. When you leave, you'll see all this gear that you can get from her, but she's going to tell you all about it.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Misha. I'm really excited to be here. I'm not here alone. In the back, I have one of our board members from the foundation, Emily Cranford, a local parent here. So, really thankful to be here. Thank you for your time. Love the high school leader hoodie. I am from the Outdoor Lab Foundation. Our mission is to support the site staff and Jefferson County Public Schools to make sure the Outdoor Lab continues to be an enriching program for generations of Jeffco students. So up here you can see our mission and our vision. Nice. So we have 4 strategic initiatives that you can read up on the screen. We have our tuition assistance program, which is a huge plan of pride for us. Just this past year, we were able to give $200,000 back to all the middle schools, which is about 35 middle schools in Jeffco, to make sure that every kid, regardless of being able to pay or not, gets to experience outdoor lab. So we're protected to do that again this year. We also have our high school leader program. So our high school leaders are really important. They're the reason that we can run this program at such a large scale. We like to support our high school leaders by offering 3 scholarships to our seniors. So if you have a senior who was a high school leader at any point or an intern, the scholarship application is open now. So we got 3 $2,000 scholarships so they can continue their education. We have those interns that are up there. So there's 10 interns at each site. They stay up there for a whole semester, and we provide them a $1,000 stipend. And then we also have our site support program. So something that's really exciting at Mount Evans is we are building a brand new dining hall. So the foundation was able to give $100,000 there in conjunction with Jeffco Public Schools investing in their capital improvement plan. And then at Holy Peak, we actually just won a grant from History Colorado to preserve 7 of the pioneer structures on campus there. So always making sure that these sites are comfortable, exciting venues for learning for the kids. Oh, there's me. So this is basically those 4 strategic pillars that I was just talking about. This is what I was saying in numbers, which you can totally read here. I do want to point out the in-kind gear contribution, so that gear library that the teachers were just talking about. We just fully restocked with Montec jackets and pants, so your kid's not getting something from the 80s, so that is cool again. We've got some fresh new stuff. If you're a kid here, you drop your toothbrush on the ground, leave no trace, pick it up, but throw it away. We have dental kits for you. So we've got you covered. And parents, this is only a 4-day trip. We don't want you to have to go out and buy snow pants like you're going later in the spring, but you never know. But we have your back, so if you need anything like that, your kids are in good hands. This is some of the gear that I have. So Emily and I will be out at the table that you walk past to get in. We have sizes in everything, in hoodies, t-shirts, water bottles, stickers. This is all completely optional. You don't have to buy this to go to Outdoor Lab. It's just great, and kids come back loving it so much. So having a bunch of it is really cool. Like I said, we are selling outside. You can take cash, Apple Pay, card, but you can also order online. And we can drop it off to your kid at Bell a week before they go. That was my last one. So like I said, I'll be outside. My name is Nisha. If you have any other questions outside of just gear orders or anything like that, I am happy to help answer that. Just a few plugs for the foundation. We're looking for people to run the Colfax Marathon with us. So if you're on there and want to run the relay, talk to me about that. And if you're a parent and you want to volunteer for Outdoor Lab, we have some opportunities there too. So I would love to talk with you all.
I am Joanne Dines, I'm the financial secretary here, and I get the fun time of going over the money with you guys. As you know, the cost this year is $289. It includes everything. There is, buses are gonna be covered, food, the way that, housing, all of these things. So you can pay through, I put the line, these are online right now. I can take a credit card, cash, check, or if you need to make payments, I can do that as well, so you don't have to pay it all at once. We also have what's called the King Supers or Safeway card program. So when you go in, you can set it up so that when you buy something there, they will contribute money to your student's account. Every quarter, though, I just have to go in there and report back to Outdoor Lab how much money we've gotten. This will go against the $289, and so if you are taking advantage of that program, if you would hold up making your final payment until I get that balance, reconciled with what the King Supers money you have, is finished, that would help, then I don't have to do a lot of refunding or, making sure you get your money back. There is a little charge that a lot of people kind of miss. It's a $7 charge for their name tags. And that is not covered by the King Supers money, but it's really important and the kids really have a great time making those. If you do want to have any kind of support or you want to make payments, please contact me because we do have ways to help you out so that the 289 can be taken care of. It shouldn't be a hardship for anybody.
So students will be completing a survey about a week before they head out to Outdoor Lab, and then they'll take another survey when they come back to Bell, just to see how their experience was. And Outdoor Lab will take that data and continue to improve their program. If you wish, or parents wish to opt their kid out, there is a link there that they can fill out and then bring it to the office or fill it out and we'll get it collected, and then your student will not participate in that survey. I did it again. Last year, we were able to do two sites the same week with the number of students that we have. This year, because of how the schedule was created, which I take full ownership of, Team Arkansas actually teaches a wheel course for our students, and so Team Mancos actually teaches more students. And so the balance of numbers is not ideal for Outdoor Lab. So what we're thinking is that we need about 9 to 10 female students to go from Team Mancos, Mount Evans, to Windy Peak, Arkansas. The nice thing about this is that your students may know a lot of these Arkansas teachers. But we don't want to just close it there. So there is a link here that students can fill out this form, or families can, and then they can choose which site they want to go to. Now, we will not honor every request, but we'll take it into consideration because we know that sometimes students are on different teams and they really want to go with another team for whatever reason. But if we fill out this form, we'll collect that data, and then we'll make some final decisions about this to go. Hopefully we can take the volunteers first, but if not, then we will need to select some students to volunteer to make sure we have the right number of students at the right location. So seeking at least 9 females to go from Mancos to Arkansas, but we could take into consideration some students moving from Windy Peak over to Mancos. With that, sorry. We are going to open up for questions. Again, a lot of this information will be shared as we get closer. The health forms will be shared either tomorrow or after the long weekend. But again, packing lists, drop off, pick up, a lot of these details will be shared in the next few weeks as teachers prepare their students to head out. But we will be taking questions. If you have a question, I'll bring the microphone and the teachers will be able to answer or provide where we can get the answers from. Questions?
Hi, how do you know if you're in Team Mango or Arkansas?
It's a great question. So Team Arkansas is going to Windy Peak, and that is based upon the teachers that they have for their core classes, which Team Arkansas, McGinnis, Ms. Baum, Mr. Langler, math may be tricky off team, and then Ms. Baum. And then have the other teachers go on Team Mango's.
The others.
Do you get to choose who you stay with?
In regards to bunk houses, who you will bunk with, that's a great question.
Yes, you get to choose your bunkmate. So whoever your bunkmate is, you get to choose them. And then you also will have some opportunities to see who's in your group so that you will always at least have one or two friends that you know really well.
When do they do that?
We'll put out a form that we get all the kids' input, student input in, and then we as teachers go ahead and divide them up. We really are trying to give them the best possible experience in one and know that they'll enjoy it more with their friends.
One of the other things that we did last year that was really cool from Miss Cole, she did it the year before and we just did it last year, is we have a Google album that you guys will have a link to that you can see the pictures that we're taking along the way. So you'll see whatever we post on Monday, we'll have some pictures there of what fun things we did on Monday so you can see some of the fun things that they're doing.
So the students don't have phones, but I run around and get all my steps in, trying to catch every group and take pictures and get it thrown up there so that you guys can, see them in action.
Yeah.
What's the elevation of the campsite?
They're about at 8,000 feet. And when we hike, we stop regularly, so there's lots and lots of breaks. The hike itself is actually pretty short, and it takes us about 2 hours to hike it. So it's only it's a very short distance. We encourage kids to drink water, so we stop and take water breaks all the time, and we check in. During the hikes is when we stop and we maybe look, smell some trees like you saw in some of those pictures, and they take some notes. So all students have been able to be successful on the hikes, but we pay attention to the fact that not all kids are acclimated to that altitude.
And it's a lot of hiking, and so the interns are going to teach the kids that no matter what they're learning, everything rhymes with hydration, and they take a lot of water breaks. But even some of the sites, I think, I don't know, like just getting to archery can be a hike.
And they won't go on the hike. We won't even start the hike until we know that they have all the gear that they need and the water that they need. So they'll be carrying it around in their backpack, all the stuff that they need. And your kids are so lucky because we happen to have that Friday off, so they will have that Friday to not have to go to school and
Recover
from outdoor.
Take a nice long shower. You might want to do that on Thursday, actually. Now.
Thank you guys so much for coming. If you have anything, you can email any of us. Ms. Cole and I are the contact people for Outdoor Lab, so we're the main ones, but Mr. McGinnis is a really good emailer, so if you want to contact him also. Thanks. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming.
Good job, guys. Good job.